So we've talked about some of my favorite filler moments from Dragon Ball Z on this channel, from the Garlic Jr. saga to the Otherworld saga. But what about individual episodes? What about the time the main character, Goku, went straight to fucking hell?
You go to hell! You go to hell and you die!
Today we're going to be talking about the episode Gaz and Mez, as it's known in Funimation's redubbing, or Home for Infinite Losers in the Ocean dub, or for the sub sticklers out there, Hands Off Enma-sama's Secret Fruit. However, Goku actually falls into hell in the previous episode, Global Training, or a catnap on the Snake Road. Goku takes a tumble. Now, it's still pretty jarring to me now to sit back and think that shit, the main character actually dies in the first few episodes of a show. When has that ever happened? Usually the main character had main character immunity. And as many times as a kid as I used to watch the episode of Goku dying and moving on to the quote-unquote next dimension, it never actually hit me that this show was doing something particularly unheard of. So anyway, Goku heads up to the Great Beyond and ends up at the check-in station, which is basically Dragon Ball's version of Purgatory, and King Yemma tells him that while he's on Snake Way in an attempt to meet up with King Kai, that if he happens to fall off the path, he will plunge into hell and there would be no return. Foreboding much? So Goku gets an idea to jump instead of run on Snake Way, and he makes a few successful jumps, but then misses another, and the clouds start opening up, and dark shadowy hands start grabbing at Goku, trying to drag him below. This is pretty damn creepy, and the arms and hands are not connected to any body of any sort. They're just a part of a shadowy mass, and there's a vortex as well that is visible. Now, if you're watching Kai, that's all you'll get, and the concept of falling off Snake Way is never further explored. This scene didn't even happen in the manga, mind you, but at least they included it as a way to show the danger if Goku were to fall. But if you're watching full on DBZ, you'll come to the episode where Goku accepts a ride on a street sweeper, and when it hits a bump, he takes a tumble and ends up in hell, or the Home for Infinite Losers as it is known in the Ocean dub. So basically Goku is trapped in what's a very weird landscape that's not the hell we've come to know in most fiction, with fire and devils. It's more of a wasteland with jagged trees and a pool of blood. There is one visible pit of fire, and everyone down here has lost their bodies and now are cloud spirits. I don't know about you, but the idea of losing one's body and becoming this weightless blob of cloudiness is just a little unsettling when you think about it. Cute at first glance, but upon pondering it, it's not a desirable form. The guards down here are two ogres by the name of Gaz and Mez, who end up having fun at Goku's expense, but of course things don't go their way. If you're watching the Ocean dub, you'll notice one of the most famous edits that was made in an attempt for censorship, as Gaz and Mez's shirts read HFIL, an acronym for Home for Infinite Losers. A clever edit, and I actually really do like that name, but what is up with this weird dynamic that they act as hiking trip guides, and there's even an amusement park down here, as well as rowboats? Wow, these seem like leisurely activities considering it's hell. The whole episode is just so odd to me, and did anyone catch the whole forbidden fruit reference as the ogres were preventing Goku from eating King Yemma's fruit? An obvious biblical reference, so Goku actually ends up eating the fruit in the end, Adam and Eve style. So does this make Goku a sinner? I mean, he did in fact eat the fruit, and his excuse will always be that he's pure of heart, and he's just really hungry. You know what? Come to think of it, isn't it funny how the very next episode is the one with Princess Snake? Wasn't it a serpent that tempted Adam and Eve to pick the forbidden fruit just as she tries to tempt Goku? Wow. Perhaps I'm reading a bit too deep, but these coincidental aspects always fascinate me and are fun to talk about. But anyway, damn, I just always have to stop and think. Wow, the main character of a show, the guy who saved the whole world from King Piccolo and stopped the terror of the Red Ribbon Army, is actually in hell. Quite the surprising turn of events. I guess that's what makes Dragon Ball so original, because horrifying things can happen to the good guys just as much as they can happen to the bad guys. From Bulma being turned into a frog or a carrot, to Pan being turned into a doll, or Goku being trapped in a living board game, or shrunken down and trapped in a jar. Not to mention the fact that in GT, Goku would actually be trapped in hell for a short time. Yeah, Dragon Ball knows how to make things a bit freaky, and the concept of falling into hell and the possibility of being trapped there forever when you're not even supposed to be there is pretty unnerving, to say the least. So what did you guys think about the video, and did you enjoy this episode of Dragon Ball Z, and what did you think about it when you first saw it? And what are some of your favorite creepy moments from the Dragon Ball series, from the original Dragon Ball to Z to GT to Super? I would love to know, and we'll discuss in the comments below. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the dislike button if you fucking hated it. And I want to thank all my patrons for your continued support, and thanks again, guys. I will see you next time.